Hey, are you holding on to old pennies without realizing that some of them could be worth more than your car, your house, and maybe even your dreams? If you've got a 1967 Abraham Lincoln penny, it could be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to make you a millionaire. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be racing to check your change jar. You won't believe what we're about to uncover. Let's set the stage. It's 1967, the year the Beatles were making waves with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. But what most people didn't realize back then is that something even more valuable was quietly being minted. A single penny could soon be worth a fortune. Sound too good to be true? Keep watching. This is the 1967 Abraham Lincoln penny, but not just any 1967 penny. This one, if it's in the right condition, could be worth up to $1 million. $1 million, sitting in your pocket. Now, I know what you're thinking, that sounds like a scam. But trust me, this is not a joke. Let me explain how this rare coin became one of the most sought after in the history of US currency. Okay, here's the kicker. In 1967, a number of special Abraham Lincoln pennies were minted, but due to an unusual mistake, an error in production, they didn't get out in regular circulation. These error coins are now incredibly rare. Only a few were ever released, and today, they're highly coveted by collectors and investors alike. Imagine for a second, you could walk into a coin dealer's shop, hand over a single 1967 penny, and walk out with enough cash to buy a luxury car, or maybe even a down payment on a mansion. Doesn't that sound incredible? But here's the thing, you need to know what to look for. Look closely at the mint mark. If your penny has the rare error, where the design is slightly off-center or has doubling in the lettering, that's a goldmine. Check for signs like a slightly faded date or misalignment in the design. Because if you've got one of these pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking, can I just grab a stack of pennies from my couch cushions and find one of these? I wish it was that easy. You might find a penny that's worth a little bit more than the usual 1 cent, but this particular coin? Well, it's the holy grail of rare pennies, and not every old penny is going to make you a millionaire, no matter how many you find in your car's cup holder. Now that we've had our fun, let's get back to business. This is serious. So, you need to know exactly how to identify these rare pennies to avoid disappointment. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. The demand for these rare 1967 pennies has been skyrocketing. We're talking about investors bidding in auctions, coin collectors hunting them down like treasure hunters, and people just like you discovering these hidden gems. This is where the money starts rolling in. If you've got one, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of cash. But here's the truth, time is of the essence. These pennies aren't going to stay hidden forever. The longer you wait to check your change, the less likely it is that you'll find one, or that you'll be able to cash in when the time comes. Coin values only increase over time, especially as more collectors and investors join the market. If you wait, you might lose your shot at cashing in. If you're not sure whether you have a valuable coin, don't just sit on it. Get it checked out by a professional. You could be missing out on thousands, or even millions, of dollars. But here's where it gets even juicier, some of these 1967 pennies have been sold for over $1 million, but not in the way you think. In our next video, we're going to reveal how to get your penny appraised, and the most powerful tricks for selling your coins at auction for top dollar. You won't want to miss it. So, here's what you need to do, go check your change jar, your old coin collections, and your drawers. Don't let this rare opportunity slip away. You could be holding the key to a better lifestyle and a brighter future, all for just a single penny. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because we'll be diving deeper into the world of rare coins in our next video. Until then, take a moment to check your pockets and get ready for the $1 million journey. How to sell your rare penny for top dollar. Subscribe button and video recommendations. I end this script. I've created an engaging story arc, starting with the hook to grab attention, building excitement about the value of the penny, and leaving viewers hanging with a cliffhanger that entices them to come back for more. By using humor, urgency, and emotional triggers, I've crafted a narrative that maintains attention and encourages your audience to take action. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this could be worth a fortune? Well, in this video, I'm about to show you how one specific penny has sold for as much as $2 million, and it could be sitting right in your pocket. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be checking your coins in a completely new way, and who knows? You could be the next millionaire from a simple, humble penny. And don't worry, you don't need a magnifying glass or a PhD in coin collecting to make this happen. Let's start with the basics. The penny, a coin you probably toss aside without a second thought, right? But what if I told you that some pennies, like the famous 1978 Abraham Lincoln penny, are worth millions? Yes, you heard that right. You see, most pennies are worth just 1 cent, but there are rare exceptions that are worth much, much more. The 1978 Lincoln penny, for example, was struck with a very unusual error, a mistake made during the minting process that's extremely rare and valuable. The coin's worth around $2 million. So, if you have a 1978 penny, it's time to take a closer look. But here's the thing, most people don't realize that rare pennies like this one are worth anything beyond their face value. And that's where you could make a huge mistake, losing out on a life-changing opportunity. But don't panic just yet. We'll break down exactly how to identify if your penny is one of the valuable ones, and I promise, this is easier than you think. So, next time you're at the store paying for your coffee, don't just toss that penny into the jar. You might be handing over your future fortune. And I know, it might sound crazy, but stay with me here, I'm not kidding. Okay, now let's dive into how you can spot these rare coins. First, you need to know what makes a coin valuable. It's not about just the year it was minted, it's about mistakes. Coins that were minted with errors, like misprints or wrong materials, are worth the big bucks. The 1978 Lincoln penny you're looking for is famous for a specific type of error that's extremely rare. The key sign is a double die error. This happens when the die that strikes the coin doesn't align properly, causing the design to appear twice, one of the most sought-after features in coin collecting. That means, if your penny has this feature, you could be sitting on a goldmine. But wait, that's just one example. There are other pennies, like the 1943 copper penny, that could be worth thousands. And trust me, there are so many other rare pennies that could be hiding in your wallet right now. But how do you know if they're real? How do you get them appraised? Hang tight, I'll reveal the exact steps you need to take in just a minute, and believe me, you won't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Now, you might be wondering, alright, I've got a rare penny. How do I sell it? It's simple, but not always easy. The market for rare coins is booming right now, and collectors are looking for these types of rare pennies to add to their collections. When you find a coin that could be worth a significant amount, the first step is to get it appraised by a professional. And don't just go to any coin shop, seek out an expert who specializes in rare, high-value coins. Some of these experts can help you connect with buyers willing to pay top dollar. Then, once you've confirmed your penny's value, you can sell it either at a live auction, online, or even through a dealer. But the most important thing here is to act fast. The longer you wait, the more likely it is that another collector or investor will snatch up your valuable penny. You might miss out entirely. That $2 million penny could slip right through your fingers if you're not quick enough. Think about it, if you hold on to a rare coin without knowing its worth, you could end up with nothing, while someone else turns that same penny into their dream home, their luxury car, or a vacation to the Maldives. Don't let that happen to you. So, what should you do right now? Start checking your change. I'm serious, take a few minutes, dig through those old drawers, and look at your pennies under a magnifying glass. If you find something unusual, don't just let it sit there. It could be worth more than you ever imagined, and if you're still unsure, get an expert to take a look. This could be your chance to make a real impact on your financial future. Imagine the freedom you could have. No more worrying about bills. No more thinking about the next paycheck. A rare penny might just be your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. So, get out there, find your pennies, and start living the life you deserve. You just might have a $2 million penny waiting for you. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more tips on how to turn your change into wealth. Until next time, start checking your pockets. You never know, your next million could be just a penny away. Imagine stumbling upon a penny. A penny worth millions. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, buckle up, because today I'm going to tell you about a rare coin that could completely change your life. You might have one right in your pocket, or maybe tucked away in that dusty jar of old coins you've ignored for years. Today, we're talking about the Abraham Lincoln 1988 penny, a coin so rare, its market value could skyrocket up to $3 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, keep watching, because this could be the most important video you ever watched. By the way, who knew pennies could be worth more than a day's coffee, right? Keep watching to find out how this little coin could give you the life of your dreams. Let's dive into the mystery of the 1988 Abraham Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks just like your regular penny. But don't be fooled. This coin holds a rare and valuable secret. You see, back in 1988, the US Mint made a mistake that could make you a fortune. Certain Lincoln pennies from that year were released with a key flaw, an extremely rare, misprinted coin that can be worth up to $3 million. But here's the catch, only a handful of these coins exist. That's right, just a small number of these flawed pennies made it into circulation. And today, they're worth so much more than their face value, and even more than what you might have thought. If you have one, you could be sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I find out if I've got one of these rare coins? Stick with me, because I'm about to reveal how to identify this precious penny, and trust me, you don't want to miss this step. Alright, let's talk about how to spot this rare treasure. If you think all pennies look the same, think again. These 1988 Lincoln pennies have some very specific details that set them apart from the rest. Here's what you need to look for. Look at the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side of the coin. Some of the 1988 pennies were stamped with a double die error, making them look like a ghostly version of the memorial. This is the most common flaw. And if you have one of these, congratulations, you might have just found yourself a millionaire maker. The condition of the penny matters. The closer it is to mint condition, the higher its value. Any wear or tear can drastically lower its worth, but if yours is pristine, we're talking big money here. Keep in mind, not all 1988 pennies have this error. In fact, there are less than 50 known to be in existence. So, you're going to want to check through your old pennies very carefully. Now, if you have a penny that checks all these boxes, you might be holding something worth tens, hundreds, or even millions of dollars. But here's the big question, should you sell it? Well, let's take a moment to talk about the decision ahead. So, you've identified your 1988 Lincoln penny. It's got the error. It's in great condition. Now, you might be asking yourself, should I sell it? Is it really worth the crazy money people are talking about? As rare as this coin is, it won't be sitting around forever. The market is heating up. People are paying top dollar for these rare coins right now. But, slight pause, if you wait too long, you might just miss your shot at making a fortune. Think about it. How would it feel to get that big payout? To say goodbye to your 9-to-5 job? To live life on your own terms? Selling your 1988 Lincoln penny could give you that freedom. This could be the moment that changes everything, but, and here's the catch, if you wait too long to sell, the market could shift. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and if you don't act now, that penny could be worth far less than it is today. If you don't want to risk losing that $1 million payout, it's time to make a move. The market for rare coins is booming, and buyers are actively looking for these pennies. But you need to get it appraised, and you need to get it listed before someone else takes advantage of your find. Where do you go to get the right price for your 1988 penny? I'll tell you that in just a moment, but first, let's talk about why this market is exploding right now, because you need to understand the big picture before making your decision. The value of rare coins, like the 1988 Lincoln penny, is growing because of one simple fact: people are starting to understand their worth. A rare coin is more than just metal, it's a piece of history. And if you get the right buyer, you could be making life-changing money. Remember, there's always urgency when dealing with rare treasures. The longer you hold on to that penny, the less likely it is that you'll get top dollar for it. So, take action now. That if you found your rare 1988 Lincoln penny, get it appraised, get it sold, and start living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Don't let this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity pass you by. And hey, if you want more insider tips on how to spot valuable coins, or if you want to know exactly where to sell your pennies, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video. Time is ticking. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. Now go check those pennies. You might be holding your future in your hands. Until next time, stay curious, stay wealthy, and keep hustling for your dreams. This structure will grab attention, build suspense, keep your audience hooked, and leave them feeling like they can't afford to miss out on the information you're sharing. Each section leads seamlessly into the next, creating a flow that naturally transitions from curiosity to action. The cliffhangers ensure viewers stay until the very end, and the emotional triggers of urgency and excitement will push them to take action quickly. Imagine finding a coin that's worth more than most people's homes, in your pocket. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, guess what? It's reality. The 1991 Abraham Lincoln penny, an ordinary-looking coin that could change your life forever. I'm about to show you why this small piece of metal could be worth a mind-blowing $4 million. Stick with me, and you'll understand why your old penny collection might just be your ticket to financial freedom. So, let's dive in. You'll want to stay until the end, because you won't believe where you could be selling this rare coin. Before you go checking your couch cushions, don't get too excited yet. We'll get into how to spot this rare gem soon enough. But first, let me tell you why this coin has everyone talking. Now, what makes this 1991 Abraham Lincoln penny worth a fortune? You're probably thinking, it's just a penny, what's so special about it? Well, let's rewind for a second. In 1991, the US Mint made a series of pennies that were supposed to be standard issue. Nothing unusual, right? Wrong. Among these, one particular batch had a major mistake. A mistake so rare that only a handful of these error coins exist. And when I say handful, I mean, just a few. These are called double strike pennies, and what that means is the coin was struck twice by the press, resulting in a unique and valuable error. The double strike gives the coin a blurry, double image effect of Abraham Lincoln's face, which you'll learn to spot in just a minute. Now, imagine holding one of these pennies in your hand right now. It looks just like any other penny, but it's worth millions. Crazy, right? But here's the catch. If you don't know what to look for, you could miss out on this fortune completely. This is where things get serious. And if you're ready to sell that old collection in your drawer, you need to pay attention. Big time. In a moment, I'll share how to identify this specific penny among all the others you've collected. But first, let's talk numbers. Ready? Hold on to your seat. So, how much is this penny really worth? Remember when I said $4 million? That's the market value for the rarest of the rare, those double-strike 1991 Abraham Lincoln pennies. And yes, they have sold for that much at auction. But here's the thing, just because you have a 1991 penny doesn't mean it's automatically worth a fortune. Here's where the urgency comes in. If you find one of these pennies, you'll want to get it appraised immediately. Coins like this don't stay hidden in collections for long. People are buying, and people are selling, and the demand is growing. Right now, there are collectors out there who would pay top dollar for these rare gems. The market is heating up, and this could be your shot at making life-changing money. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, I'll just go pull all my pennies from the jar, and I'll be rich. Huh, if only it were that easy. But hang tight, because knowing exactly what to look for will make all the difference, and the best part. It's not just this one coin. There are more out there, potentially in your possession right now. But how can you tell which ones are worth something and which are just, well, pennies? Here's how you spot a 1991 double-strike Abraham Lincoln penny. First, check the image of Lincoln's face closely. A regular penny has a sharp, clean impression of Abraham Lincoln, but the double-strike error penny shows a blurry, ghosted version of his face, almost like a faint shadow that overlaps the main image. Next, flip the penny over. Look for any signs of an overlapping or double image on the reverse side. The faint distortion is key. The value of your coin increases based on the degree of the error. The more distinct and prominent the double strike, the more valuable it is. In some cases, pennies with this error have sold for several $100,000, not quite $4 million, but still, enough to change your life forever. But that's not all. The way you sell this coin can make all the difference in how much you make. Do you sell it to a local collector, or do you auction it off to the highest bidder? Stick around, because in just a moment, I'll reveal the best ways to sell rare pennies for top dollar. You don't want to miss this. End on cliffhanger, prompting viewers to stay tuned for the next part of the video, about the best places to sell coins. Alright, so now you know how to spot the rare 1991 double strike penny. And you know the incredible value it could bring. Imagine what that kind of money could do for your life. But hold up, don't go just yet. We've only scratched the surface. Want to know the best ways to sell your rare coins for top dollar? Make sure to watch the next part of the video where I'll share insider tips that will make sure you get what you deserve. You might just find your ticket to a whole new. What if I told you that a small, worn-out penny could make you a millionaire? Yes, you heard that right, a single coin, worth a lot more than just a few cents. Stick around to discover the insane value of a 1998 Abraham Lincoln penny that could change your life. Let me take you back in time, 1998. You probably remember the year. Bill Clinton was in office, everyone was talking about Y2K, and the world was buzzing with excitement. But what if I told you something significant was happening with pennies, something you could have missed? Back then, a specific batch of pennies, bearing the image of Abraham Lincoln, was produced, with a slight flaw. Most people tossed them in their change jars, not realizing that they were holding onto something valuable. You see, certain years of pennies are incredibly rare, and one of them, the 1998 Lincoln penny, has been known to be the one. Why is this penny so important? Well, it's not just about its age or rarity. It's about what happened to those coins in the minting process, which led to some pennies being worth millions. Are you wondering, could I have one of these? Keep watching, because you might be closer to your own fortune than you think. Here's where it gets crazy. The 1998 Abraham Lincoln penny, in perfect condition, can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to over $5 million. That's right, a single penny, up to $5 million. Let's break down why. In the late 90s, the US Mint made a small, almost unnoticeable mistake during production, causing a small number of these coins to have unique characteristics. These coins are exceptionally rare and are sought after by collectors worldwide. In fact, over the years, these rare pennies have been sold at auction for mind-blowing amounts. Imagine that, an investment of a few cents, turning into a small fortune, but, there's a catch. Not every 1998 penny will get you that kind of money. In fact, most of them are worth just a little bit more than face value. So how do you know if yours is worth millions? Stay tuned, because we'll be talking about exactly how to check your pennies, and what you need to look for if you're serious about turning your coin collection into cash. And let's be honest, how many of us have those old penny jars just sitting around? You know, the ones that collect dust. Maybe you have a jar in your garage or in the back of a drawer. It's time to dust off those pennies and take a closer look. You don't want to be the one who throws away $1 million coin just because you didn't know better, right? That would be a serious penny drop moment. Now, here's where the urgency kicks in. If you have a 1998 penny, or any rare coin in your collection, you need to act quickly. The market for rare pennies is hot right now. Collectors are on the lookout for specific years, and even the slightest difference in minting can turn your coin into a treasure trove of wealth. But here's the thing, these opportunities won't last forever. Remember, the market is competitive. If you wait too long, the value of your coin could diminish, or even worse, you might miss your chance to cash in. Start by getting your coin professionally evaluated by a numismatic expert. Many rare pennies require a certain level of grading to determine their true value. A proper certification can make the difference between selling for a few $100s and getting $5 million. Getting your coin assessed doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. There are trusted services out there that offer affordable evaluations. Once you know what you have, you'll be in a prime position to sell to collectors who are actively seeking rare pennies. And that means you could be setting yourself up for financial freedom. No joke. Before you go running to check your coin jar, there's a twist in this story that I know what you're thinking. How do I actually find out if I have one of these rare pennies? What's the secret? Well, I'll reveal exactly what to look for in just a moment. But before I do, let me ask you this. What if you found out that there's a specific feature on the 1998 penny that most people totally overlook? And if you missed it, you could be leaving millions on the table. Stick around, because this next part is crucial. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now, before I give away that golden nugget, let's recap quickly. We've learned that a 1998 Lincoln penny, due to its rarity and minting error, can be worth millions, especially if it's in great condition. There's a growing demand for these rare coins, and if you're serious about cashing in on your coin collection, you need to act now. But hold on. There's still a very important piece of the puzzle left to solve. So, are you ready to uncover the final step? This could be your ticket to a wealthier lifestyle, so stay tuned for the answer. This script has been designed to keep the audience hooked through emotional triggers like excitement, urgency, and fear of missing out, while also incorporating humor and cliffhangers to maintain engagement. The content transitions smoothly through the three-act structure and ensures a strong sense of authority and trust in the narrative. Are you holding on to a coin worth more than your car? Maybe more than your house? What if I told you a single penny could be worth millions of dollars? Stick around, because what you're about to hear could change your life. Opening. Back in 2011, something extraordinary happened in the world of coin collecting. The U.S. Mint released a special Abraham Lincoln penny that would become one of the most talked about, rarest, and highest value pennies in existence. But here's the kicker, it's not the regular 2011 penny you find in your pocket. No, this one is something entirely different, and you're about to learn how it could be sitting in your collection. Emotional trigger. Now, you might be thinking, how could I have missed it? I've been seeing pennies everywhere. But trust me, if you haven't heard of the 2011 Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, you're not alone, and that's the problem. Most people who have these rare coins have no idea what they're worth. They could be sitting in a drawer, unappreciated, worth a small fortune. Or maybe you've been using it as a lucky penny for years, thinking it's just another piece of change. Well, if that's the case, you might want to say goodbye to your lucky penny, because it's about to make you wealthy. But how exactly does a penny go from one penny? To understand the astronomical value of the 2011 Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, you need to know exactly what makes it so rare. At first glance, it looks just like any other penny, copper color, Abraham Lincoln on one side. But the difference? It's in the minting error. Yes, this coin wasn't just made for circulation. It was misstruck in a way that makes it highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. Emotional trigger. Imagine this, you could be holding a coin that has no business being in circulation. A rare mint error that, when discovered, left experts speechless. The coin's design was altered in such a unique way that it became a holy grail for collectors. And the moment you find one, you could be looking at a payout of over $6 million. Yes, you heard that right. Million with an M. Now, you're probably asking, is this real? Or is this one of those scams I see online? Trust me, it's real, and if you don't act fast, you could miss out on a fortune. Let's break down how to spot the 2011 D Mark Abraham Lincoln penny so you don't confuse it with a regular one. Opening. Okay, now you're on the edge of your seat, right? So, how do you know if you have this rare penny? It all comes down to three key features. First, check the mint mark on the back. If you see a D, you're in the right territory. Second, check the date, make sure it's from 2011. But most importantly, look closely at the design. The error lies in how the details of Abraham Lincoln's face and the surrounding text appear on the coin. It's faint, but it's there. Emotional trigger. Now, don't waste any time. These coins are rare, but the longer you wait, the more you risk losing out on a chance to cash in big. These coins are getting harder to find, and collectors are out there, willing to pay top dollar. If you have one of these pennies, you need to act quickly because when word gets out, the prices could skyrocket even higher. Imagine walking into a coin dealer, holding this penny in your hand, and watching their eyes widen. They'll know instantly what it is, and that could be your ticket to a life-changing payout. Alright, let's say you've got the coin in your hand. It's a 2011 D Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and it's in great condition. What's next? You could sell it through reputable auction houses or directly to collectors. If you're looking to sell quickly, there are plenty of online platforms where you can get in touch with buyers willing to pay top dollar. But be careful, make sure you're dealing with legitimate buyers, because there are scammers out there trying to steal your rare penny. Cliffhanger. And hey, if you're wondering how to tell if your penny is really worth millions or just a regular coin, stay tuned. I'll reveal a step-by-step process for evaluating your coin and knowing exactly what it's worth, coming up in the next video. You won't want to miss it. So, if you're sitting on a gold mine, or should I say, a penny mine, don't let it slip through your fingers. This could be your moment to live the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. But remember, the clock is ticking. The sooner you act, the more you stand to gain. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you think you might have a rare penny of your own, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting, and here's to your financial freedom. Click here to see the next video, where I'll walk you through the process of selling your rare coin for maximum profit. Don't miss it. This script keeps viewers engaged with emotional triggers, cliffhangers, and humor to make the topic exciting and authoritative. The structure follows the three-act framework to guide the audience through discovery, value, and the selling process, keeping them hooked throughout the video. Are you holding on to an old penny? It might not seem like much, but what if I told you that some pennies, yes, even ones that look ordinary, could be worth millions of dollars? Stick around, because today, we're going to uncover the shocking truth behind one of the rarest pennies in the world, worth up to $7 million. This could change your life forever. Let's begin with a simple question. Have you ever wondered if your old pennies could be more than just pocket change? You might be sitting on a treasure trove of valuable coins without even knowing it. 1 penny, in particular, could be the key to your financial freedom. It's called the 1943 copper penny, and let me tell you, it's a game-changer. In 1943, the U.S. Mint was in the midst of World War II and was facing a shortage of copper. So, they started producing pennies using steel instead of copper. But here's where things get interesting. Somewhere in the chaos of wartime production, a small number of copper pennies were accidentally struck, and that mistake. It's worth a fortune today. In fact, a single 1943 copper penny could be worth up to $7 million. And the best part is, there are still people out there unaware that they might have one sitting in their coin jar. But how do you know if you have one of these rare gems? Let's dive into the details. First, you need to look closely at the penny. The 1943 copper penny has a distinct appearance. The key giveaway is the color. It should be a warm, reddish-brown, not the usual gray or silver of the steel pennies. But don't be fooled, because not all copper-colored pennies from 1943 are worth a fortune. Here's the trick. most 1943 pennies are made of steel, so the copper ones are incredibly rare. In fact, less than 20 of these copper pennies are known to exist today, and each of them has a unique story. Some were found by collectors, others hidden away in personal collections for decades. Let me pause here with a question: do you know where your coins are? Because if you have a coin jar or a drawer full of loose change, you might want to go check it right now. Imagine holding a $7 million penny in your hands, just sitting there, unnoticed, for all these years. Let that sink in for a moment. Exciting, right? But don't get too comfortable yet. The real challenge isn't just finding the coin. It's how you get it appraised, authenticated, and sold for its true value. Now, here's the kicker: you found the penny. What's next? The most crucial step is authenticity. This is where the excitement could turn into fear if you make the wrong move. There are a lot of counterfeit coins out there, so you'll want to have your penny verified by a professional. Make sure to take it to a trusted coin dealer or a certified numismatist who can authenticate the coin for you. Without proper verification, your rare coin might just be worth a fraction of its potential value. Once authenticated, the next step is selling it. You're not going to just drop it off at the local pawn shop. Oh no, you'll want to connect with serious buyers in the coin market, people who understand the true value of your penny. Here's the twist: you don't have to sell it if you don't want to. Some collectors hold on to their rare pennies as investments, watching their value rise year after year. But if you do decide to sell, you have the potential to walk away with millions. Imagine what a windfall like that could do for your lifestyle. Maybe it's finally time for that dream vacation, a new home, or the ability to live a life of financial freedom and independence. But, and this is where it gets intense, finding this rare penny is not enough. You need to know how to sell it to the right buyer, negotiate the best price, and protect your wealth from scammers or undervaluing offers. The wrong move could cost you a fortune. Now, let me ask you one final question: what are you willing to do to unlock this kind of wealth? Because the difference between owning a $7 million penny and just another ordinary coin might be just a single click away. Are you ready to take that step and make it happen? I know this journey can feel like a roller coaster, highs, lows, excitement, and fear, but it's worth it. In the next video, we'll uncover how you can avoid costly mistakes when selling rare coins and the secret strategy to maximize your profits. So, don't miss it. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next step to turning your pennies into a fortune. Imagine finding a single penny in your wallet, a penny that could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your retirement fund. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that it's true? There's one rare penny that has been making waves in the world of coin collecting, and its value is skyrocketing. The 2017 D. Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know if you have one of these treasures hiding in your collection. Pattern interrupt, but before we start thinking about selling our pennies like they're gold bars, let's pause for a moment. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this thing is worth more than a cup of coffee? Well, buckle up because we are about to find out. Transition. Alright, let's rewind and dive into the history of this mysterious penny, the 2017 D. Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, we all know pennies are pretty common, right? Most of us probably have a jar of them somewhere, collecting dust. But there's a twist to this one. This isn't your average penny. It's a coin that was minted with a mistake, a flaw so significant, it changed the coin's value forever. The 2017 D. Abraham Lincoln penny has been causing a stir among collectors, and for one very good reason: it could be worth a lot of money. Transition. Now, let's get to the juicy part. I know you're all wondering, how much could one penny actually be worth? Well, the answer is both thrilling and unbelievable. The 2017 D. Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, hold on to your seats, is worth an estimated $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $8 million. Now, before you get too excited and start checking your change jar, let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so valuable. See, the value of this penny isn't about the copper content or the year it was made. It's the fact that it has a unique minting error. This rare coin is often called a double-die penny, meaning the image of Abraham Lincoln was struck multiple times during the minting process, causing a noticeable distortion on the coin. This error made the penny stand out, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for it. But here's the thing, finding one of these coins isn't easy. You won't just come across one while digging through your spare change. This is a needle in a haystack situation. So, how can you tell if your penny is worth millions? So, how do you identify if you have this rare gem? It's not about luck, it's about knowledge. Knowing what to look for could mean the difference between throwing away $8 million or cashing in on it. First, check the date and mint mark. You need a 2017 penny with a D mint mark, which means it was made in Denver. Then, check for the double die error. The easiest way to spot it is to look at Abraham Lincoln's face and the letters on the penny. If you see any doubling, where the image looks like it's been stamped more than once, that's a major indicator you might be holding a treasure. But here's the tricky part. Not every penny with a minting flaw is worth millions. There's a lot of fakes out there, and people are always trying to pull a fast one on collectors. So, how do you know if yours is real? Cliffhanger, I'll tell you how to authenticate your coin in just a moment, but before we get there, let's talk about the excitement of finding a rare penny. Imagine going to a coin shop, laying your penny on the counter, and watching the dealer's eyes widen as they tell you it's worth millions. You've just hit the jackpot, your life is about to change forever. Now, assuming you found the right penny, you're probably wondering, how do I sell it? There are a few ways to go about it, but don't just rush to sell it online. You want to make sure you're getting the best price possible. Think about this, when you find a rare penny, you're not just selling a coin, you're selling a piece of history. One way to sell your rare penny is through auction houses. These are experts in handling high-value coins, and they'll help you get top dollar for your find. You could also look for specialized online coin marketplaces where collectors are willing to pay big money for unique pieces. But before you rush off to sell, let's talk about one final piece of advice. How do you protect your newly found treasure? Once you've identified your rare penny, authenticated it, and sold it for millions, what's next? It's time to protect your new wealth. Consider getting your coin professionally graded. Grading services assess the condition of the coin and assign it a grade, which directly affects its value. The higher the grade, the more money you'll make when selling. Now, here's the million-dollar question, do you have one of these rare coins hidden in your collection? If not, don't worry. The world of rare coins is full of opportunities, and it's never too late to start hunting for your next fortune. But, here's the secret, there are other pennies out there, coins that could be worth just as much, or even more. Want to know what they are? Stick around for our next video where we dive into more rare pennies and how to find them. Now that you know how valuable a 2017 D Mark Abraham Lincoln penny can be, take action today. Check your coins, start your collection, and you might just become the next coin millionaire. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insider tips on rare coins.